What's up, what's up? It's time for Done Way Past Funny with your host, G.D. Fenderson. Join us as we discuss the art, science, and business of comedy with comedians and comedian adjacent. With this episode's guest, Sheriff Nicole K. It's time to get down and get dope with Done Way Past Funny. Hi, welcome to Done Way Past Funny, where we discuss the art, science, and business of comedy with comedians and comedian adjacent. I'm your host, G.D. Fenderson, Certified Forensic Humourist at large, but I'm losing weight. Today, or this episode, our guest is the one and only Sheriff Nicole K. And, oh man, thank you. And welcome, Nicole. You know, I had to, because I've been practicing saying your name, I just got the new version in my head. I had to relearn. It's not written down anywhere. I had to make sure I got it right.
Well, you got it right, so congratulations. It's good, because I would have to handcuff you later.
Oh, good. Now, so a little bit, tell people a little bit about yourself, where you're located, how long you've been doing comedy,
sure,
where they can track you if you want to be tracked.
So you can follow me on Instagram at Sheriff Nicole K. So I am actually a teacher, but I started doing comedy about 2 years ago here in South Florida. I'm primarily located in South Florida, but if you want me to come to a town near you, I'm happy to oblige. I'm not a sheriff. So like I said, I'm a teacher. I'm not a sheriff, but what I am is a strong Black woman, obviously.
Okay. Now,
that's why I'm a sheriff.
All right.
I know it's hard to stomach. It doesn't make sense. So when I first started doing open mics, I was actually doing them in a Black room at the Grand.
Right.
And so everyone, has a nickname. No one uses their government names.
Right.
So, shout out to them, Sweet Feet and Pookie and Puda. You know how it is. Big A, them all. No one uses it. And I wanted a name too. So everyone would ask me if I was 5'0" because I would ask a lot of questions.
Oh, okay.
So then Sheriff and
Got it.
So here we are.
Now, what kind of questions were you asking that made them think that
it's not the questions. I just think the way that I ask, it's very blunt, direct, rapid fire. Okay. I mean, I'm white, obviously. So, there's a sense of white privilege that comes along with anything that you do, including asking questions and feeling like no shame to ask them.
Well, I don't think the white privilege is in asking the questions, just expecting an answer. I think that's where the privilege comes in, because
exactly.
I ask questions all the time, and they'll be like, "Nigga, get out of here." So
right, exactly. And they could have said that to me, but I wouldn't have left. So exactly. So that's where it comes from, and it works well. I mean, I love it. I think it's fun. I mean, sometimes now I don't necessarily always explain to people like why I'm the sheriff. Sometimes I also tell them that I'm also known as the HNIC, the head Nicole in charge.
Oh, that's a good one. That is good, because in the Black vernacular, that's usually what HNIC. That's not what it usually means.
I know.
At all.
No, no, but it does in my world, so that's fine. So that's how it started, and it stuck, and I love it. I think it's super fun. I mean, now I'm actually better at doing white rooms, but it took a minute. It took a long time actually for me to get good, which is funny because actually doing these Black rooms was a lot harder. It was like Apollo. It really was. I had to make them laugh every single joke. Didn't matter that they laughed the week before. I needed to make them laugh again the next week. I also had to make my jokes pretty short. No one wants to be dragged into like a long story. It was just a really interesting way of doing comedy. And I love it. And it's made me such a better comedian, I think, for it. Because now I can be so much more diverse, which is nice. And also they were the first people who were super nice to me. I mean, quite frankly, that's where it was. I mean, they couldn't wait to invite me to come to an open mic and have me there. And they made me feel like I was part of whatever was going on, which I think is huge in this industry. Huge. Because it's show business, not show friendship,
Exactly. Yeah, that's true. Now, you said something that almost, if I had feelings, it would have hurt them. I'm a storyteller. Sometimes long form, sometimes short form. Uh, some stories are like 8 minutes. I think I have a 15-minute story, but of course it's not without laughs in the process. I move it along. So, and there are a number of black rooms that would not the rooms themselves, but the booker would not book me for black rooms because he said that two things. He said that my comedy was too intelligent, and um, no, that was it. Yeah, for his audience. So that let people think that would make me think that he thinks his audience is stupid. His black audience is dumber than I guess than
I
a.
mean, sometimes I feel like we need to replace the word intelligent with knowledgeable. I don't think that it's sometimes intelligence, but it's like your pop cultural references. If you're not part of that culture, they might not understand, or, everyone who thinks, I mean, it's just that's what I think it is. It's really knowledge based, not really intelligence based. I would say where I was, it wasn't that they definitely weren't dumb. That wasn't even the factor. They were stoners. Everyone was getting high. So it's harder to keep the engagement. So you have to, that's why it was a little bit more rapid fire. Like I could tell a story, but it had to be a little bit faster.
Oh, okay. Now, so they don't have white stoners. No, I'm just no, because you're talking about the difference. I mean, I hear tell of the differences between black rooms and white rooms, and when most people say a black room, they think of the Apollo type, a little more raucous and so forth. Um, and to be honest, I remember watching Apollo, thinking this is way too overly dramatic for me. You know, the guy hasn't really told a joke. He just said, "God damn," and then everybody responded. And I understand that I'm not stupid, but that's not my type of room. But I have performed in those types of rooms, and I've done well. Um,
So great.
yeah, so that's why when you I get my feathers get a little up and ruffled because I mean I understand that there's different cultures and things of that nature. Um, and usually, like I said, depending on your topics, you can make adjustments. Um,
100%. And I'm not
yeah.
saying that you wouldn't have done well in this room. I'm just
Oh,
saying my experience. My experience was that they didn't really want that. Um,
right.
but that doesn't mean that in another black room they wouldn't have tolerated more. I haven't seen that. I mean, because one of the things actually, I mean, and what they consider my storytelling, like I have a joke that it takes a little bit longer to get there, but we're laughing along the way. But even that is probably my longest joke, and that doesn't even clock in at a minute. I mean, I just, like it's just, I don't know. I mean, I've had people say, wow, like your stories are long. I'm surprised you kept them engaged. I was like, I don't, because it's not, I guess, I don't know. I don't know what the difference is. I really don't. There is a difference. I know what people have said
Yeah.
to me. I know what works. I
Right.
don't know why that is. It just is. And I don't even know that that's countrywide. That could just be South Florida. We're special down here. I don't know if you know that, but we're a special breed.
I've never performed in South Florida. I've
Um,
performed in no further south than Sarasota, so the middle of Florida. I've not gone past the middle of Florida. Um, Not like I didn't try, but once I moved up north, once I moved to Maryland, uh, I haven't been back to Florida to do comedy. I don't think.
I don't blame you.
No, not that, but
I mean, listen, it's
yeah.
just, it's just, it's just, I think there's things that are similar, but I think if I went somewhere else, I'd have to learn, like kind of the rhythm. That's why it's good to be, multifaceted and have so many jokes.
Oh yeah, I agree. That's matter of fact, that's one of the things I'm I'm fascinated with um, the different what flies in different rooms and so forth. But I've uh, I was in Ohio, and I have a bit about guns are for cowards. And the host knew I had that bit, and he knew I was going to do that bit, and he says I wouldn't do that bit. And I said, "Are you kidding?" He goes, "Yeah, you're in Ohio. This is like gun country." And I went, "I don't care." And so I did it, and they wound up laughing because it's like, so you have to. I think you have to. People have to be able to identify with what you're saying, and I wasn't, saying the bad things per se. I just made a case. You're a teacher now, of course. What grade? What grade?
I have pre-K and kindergartners this year. It's a double group. Like
Okay, so they're not quite in the same group as, let's say, a group where they have to make a thesis and then support it.
no, 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 no. I have little ones. If they can just put together a sentence, I'm pretty content.
Yeah. So that's in my case. I I will make uh, a case for something, and then I will support it with humor. So and
Fair?
and they don't have to agree with me.
No, of course not.
They just have to laugh. That's all. That's all.
Exactly.
And they have to.
Exactly.
Otherwise, I'll get mad and take my toys and go home. No, I'm just.
And listen, and every joke doesn't hit anyway. Like that
Oh
joke
God.
could have bombed, but then you had another joke that did, and in the end, they like you because they don't really remember the one joke that sucked. They remember all the ones that were good. So
Right. Yes, and that is a big uh, proponent of, at least in my. I look at comedy like it's an art and a science and a psychology and a business, and the psychology of comedy. I really believe that people don't have to laugh all the time, but when they leave, they need to have a good experience overall, because
exactly.
people don't remember most of what happens to them in the course of a day anyway.
Well, I have a theory on that, and I know I'm so alone in this, but I don't care. I stand on it. That's why I go first. If we're doing an open mic and someone's like, "Who wants to go first?" or we're doing a show, "Who will go first?" I'm always like, "I will," because everyone remembers the first one up. So it's like that's how you build fans. I mean, they're not gonna if you're the fifth guy out of seven, maybe they'll remember you, maybe they won't, because it's you there's so many people. So yeah, that's kind of the reason I like to go first.
Now around here, uh, the when I started doing comedy, a lot of times going first meant that everybody else was afraid to go first. It was,
Well, they
yeah,
they probably are, but
yeah.
that's to my I don't but I feel like it's to your, detriment to be afraid because
Oh yeah,
no one remembers you. And if you're at an open mic, I mean, sometimes there's 20 people, 30 people. I mean, no one's going to, but people remember the first few people they see minimally, and maybe the last couple of people if they even stick around that long.
right,
So,
yeah.
and I need the feedback at an open mic. Like I really do. I like that feedback. I like to know what's going on. So, um, yeah, otherwise it's just like not worth it for me.
Now with the children that you teach, um,
They don't like dick jokes. No, they do, actually. I
oh,
can say
I, it's
penis
okay.
300 times a day. They love it.
I don't do dick jokes, but I have thoughtful penis commentary um, with a humorous bent, usually
Cool.
to the left. Um, but with the children that you teach, are there any of them that you can look at and see that they are destined to become a comedian?
No, no, but also, I mean, they, so I work with kids who primarily have ASD, so autism spectrum disorder, and,
Okay,
or some sort of behavioral disorder. So I would say no. Sometimes, but I mean, I'm working with really young children. That kind of comedy or that slapstickness, or even to be able to put a joke together, that doesn't come until much later. You have to have a command of the language before you can, change it up. They don't even have that. I
yeah.
think those jokes start to come when they start, especially when they start to read. So, 5, 6, 7, when they start picking up like knock knock book jokes or dad joke books, that's when that starts to come. And then you can see that more. But no, at the young age that I have, no, definitely not. But you can see them, want to become other things. Like I can definitely see them being, artistic or a dancer, or there's plenty of kids where you're like, oh my God, they make a great doctor or scientist, or someone who needs to work with their hands and or needs to be very physical. Yeah, you can see all those things. But comedian, that's not that age.
And that's interesting. That is very interesting because um, I am of I am only recently been converted to the fact that uh, not everyone has a sense of humor. I was a firm believer that everyone had a sense of humor. We just had to find out what made them laugh. And I based that on myself because I thought I didn't have a sense of humor as a child, and that wasn't quite true. What I didn't have was self awareness, so I couldn't see myself in the world, and I couldn't see the world in myself, so I couldn't make the comparison. So I didn't know what would be funny until I guess until around age 6. Um, Around I was about 6 years old when I started doing my first. Um, okay, people have watched the show a few times. I'm going to say the story again, and you can fast forward. I will raise my hand when I'm done, just like this when I'm done telling the story. Okay. Uh, when I was 6 and my brother was 8, we were punished for stealing, and my mother put us in a room for a week to punish us, and we shared a room. And as soon as the door closed, my brother says, "I'm not going to make it a week. I'm going to go crazy. Make me laugh, or I'm gonna punch you in the face." No pressure. And I did not know joke structure or anything like that, but I did watch a lot of television. Marx Brothers, Three Stooges, Mac and Meyer for Hire, uh, Abbott and Costello. And now my brother did not watch three Marx Brothers. He did not like the Marx Brothers. He didn't watch them. Well, I shouldn't say he didn't like them. My mother didn't like them, so my brother didn't watch them. But I love the Marx Brothers. So to make my brother laugh, the first thing I did was um, Marx Brothers, because he didn't watch them. He didn't know the material. So I did the song Lydia the Encyclopedia. You know, Lydia the Tattoo Lady. I don't know if you're familiar with that or not. It goes, Lydia, oh Lydia, say, have you met Lydia, oh Lydia, the tattoo lady? She has eyes that men adore so, and a torso even more so. And it's like a 3-minute song. And
Okay.
I did the Groucho dance and everything. And my brother's like cracking up. And then he wanted something else, so I did something else from the Marx Brothers. We were punished for a week. After about 15 minutes, I had gone through all of the Marx Brothers material that I knew. And my brother goes, okay, again, do me, something else. And I didn't have any more material. And so, but I didn't want to get punched in the face, so I started making stuff up. And that was like my first attempt at humor on purpose. Was because before that, I was only funny by accident, you know.
Got it.
And
That's cute. That's a cute story.
that's pretty much how comedy works now. If I'm not funny, people want to punch me in the face.
Yeah, basically. That's how I find it too.
Now, uh, tell me about sour tomatoes.
Oh, you should also raise your hand, by the way, and shake your hand to let people know that you're
Oh,
done.
yes, right. Thank you. Thank you.
You're
Thank you.
welcome. Yeah,
Yeah.
listen, if I'm going to talk about something new, all eyes on
Yes.
me.
Yes.
Gotta have them paying attention.
Yes.
So Sour Tomatoes is an amazing, amazing show produced by Jordan Cole. It's hysterical. So basically, we go up there wearing ponchos and we tell jokes. The first minute of our jokes, that no one can throw a tomato at us. Then after that, they can start throwing them. It's not, when I first was asked to do it, I was like, that sounds so mean. It sounds kind of like bullying. Like, I don't know if I'm into that so much. And he's like, just come see. And so I came and I saw, and I sat in the audience and I loved it. I thought this is so fun. So of course, the next show I was like, couldn't wait to do it. So yeah, so it's December 27th for anyone here in South Florida at Lauder Ale. So please come. You can get your tickets. Find me on Instagram. There's all in the information too. Yeah, so that's what it is. It's super, super fun. And it's a contest also. So whoever wins, I don't remember what they're doing. It might be splitting the proceeds of the sale of the tomatoes. Um, or whatever. So yeah, so it's a good time. It really is, and the weather's beautiful this time of year in Florida. So come out, come sit, come relax.
Now, I was checking out the ticket prices, and I guess, the more you spend on the ticket, the more tomatoes you get to throw.
That's true.
Yeah, so I did get that correctly. Yeah. So,
You did. But if
okay.
you just want to buy, the cheapest ticket, and then maybe you feel like maybe you think, oh, I'm not throwing tomatoes, then don't throw them. I didn't throw any tomatoes. I sat on the side. Like I just was there to have a good time and a good laugh. I feel that people miss like everyone knows comedy, but everyone knows, big famous comedians. No one
Right.
really thinks about like the smaller shows that are going on.
Right.
But there's a lot in any city, and people should look for them and go to them because you can really see um, today's best comedians. I mean, these are the up and coming stars. These are the people who hopefully will get famous one day. I mean, me, I don't know how much fame I want, but I definitely want to be on a cruise being a comedian. I think that would be super fun.
Yeah,
um
it is. Yeah.
yeah, but beyond that, I mean, it's just fun to be out and socialize. And sometimes like, I don't know, young people, they love to drink and that's their jam. I'm older, I don't want to be out drinking, but you can sit at a comedy show, especially. And it's not like I love the improv. I don't necessarily love their business practices, but that's a great place to meet people if you're just one person, because you sit at a table with a bunch of people and you just sit and you talk and you hang out.
Right.
It's awesome. And you can do that at any comedy show. And approach any comedian you want, for God's sakes. You think we're cute? Come approach us. You think we're funny? Come tell us. What are we going to do? Yell at you? I'm not Chelsea Handler. I'm not like, go shoo away. Like, I don't know you. Behug, bye. Like, I want to talk to you. And I'm not saying that, by the way, that she does that. I don't know that she does that. I'm just
She
saying that
does.
with
She does. No,
fame,
no, I have no
with
idea.
fame,
I
you
have no
can't
idea.
talk to everyone. That's not a thing. But come hang out. Like, we like new people.
Now, I have questions with regards to sour tomato. Was it sour tomato? Yes, sour tomatoes. First of all, who cleans up the mess when it's over with?
So there's a person that they have who cleans it up. So it's done outside on a stage outside. So all
Okay.
they have to do is, like, not, like one of those long squeegee things, like looks like a mop, it's a squeegee. They just
Right.
push them out and there's a bunch of iguanas and the iguanas have a field day.
Okay. All right. So it's
Because again, it's
outdoor.
just tomatoes. So it's not,
It's outdoor.
not,
Okay. I
yeah.
see that. I was trying to see everything else. I could get my head around, but I was thinking like the mess. This has got because I have a show that's um kind of messy, but I clean it up. But it's and that matter of fact, because it's kind of messy, I control what kind of mess I get. So when I clean up, it's like everything is dry. And so but knowing that they were throwing tomatoes, I said, "There's no way you're going to keep things dry. Where's the mess going? Who's going to clean it up?" And I also worked with. I opened for a comedian who's a headliner, and he was also a juggler. But when he left, he had the broken melons on the stage, broken an egg on the stage,
Wow.
torn up apples on the stage, and he just left. And I felt so bad whoever had to clean that mess up. And he was actually the most miserable comedian I've ever worked with. I won't say
Oh,
his
that's
name, but he was totally miserable. And he'd been doing comedy for like 30 years. And I
wow.
think that he was upset that he was doing the same room that I would be doing. It's like I've been doing this for 30 fucking years. You know who I've opened for? Why am I here
Yeah.
with you of all people? So
Haters, you're gonna hate. I have a friend, actually, we've had multiple conversations about haters and people. I'm like, why are they so mad at me? Like, why are they so mean all of a sudden? Like, what is going on? Why are they hating? And he's like, it's good for you to have haters. He's like, that's when you know you're doing the right thing. He's like, it's good. It's not like that's on them. That's not on you. You keep doing your thing. And I was like, okay. And I do, and it helps. It helps a lot. So having haters is important to the process.
now, okay, you already mentioned that you'd. Now I don't have a full size clip from you. I have the two clips you send me.
I mean, I
Um,
could send you I can send you my entire improv if you want. I mean, I can.
oh no, I was just looking. Usually we discuss the one of the things we do is we discuss people's um either some of their early work, whatever work that they do, so that people because basically the premise behind the show is that not everybody is cut out to be, you know, a stand up, even if they want to be in comedy, because some people are really good writers, great material, but they're terrible execution. Their execution is awful, or they're really, really good on stage, but they can't write a joke to save their soul. And so some people should be producers or whatever. So usually, whatever I show a sample of what they do, so that other people can get an idea. Um, but I do have a question, and because in this one clip, the last word that you say is cut off. Everybody in the audience knows what you're saying because they all laughed. I don't know what you said. I'm going to play it, and you can tell me what the last word is
Okay.
after the word black. Okay.
Got it.
Enough of that. Alrighty. So my name's Nicole, as they said, and just to let you know, I'm really into big black G-Wagons.
What's the last word after black?
G-Wagons.
G-Wagons. Oh, okay. Now, what's a G-Wagon?
A Mercedes.
I did not know that.
It's the one that
Oh,
looks like a square. It's very squared, like a box, kind of. It's one of their more. I don't even think I think I heard a rumor actually that they're not making them anymore. Like this, they're not being produced again. But yeah, they're G-Wagons. They're beautiful. Um,
I, I, okay.
and it's a Mercedes. It's a car.
I had no idea. And but I mean, well, I didn't know what you said, but and a G-Wagon. Okay.
You've
Now,
got to look up a picture. That's one of those
yeah,
things.
that's what. Yeah,
Pull up the
picture.
picture.
I will put up a picture. In post. I don't have a picture of a G-Wagon here, do I? No, I'll do it in post. Um, okay. Now, my question is, why did that land with the room? Why did I mean, is a G-Wagon something that's very common where
Because
you
I'm
are?
talking, well, yeah, I guess there's one of those things. So yeah, in South Florida, obviously there's a lot of wealthy people. G-Wagons are pretty popular here. So we see, I mean, I would say I see one every single day.
Wow.
So they're pretty, yeah, so they're very popular. And obviously it landed with the room because I was talking, it sounded like I was talking about one thing, but really I was talking about another.
Yeah, about yeah, but you could have said big black coffee cups or big black anything and but the misdirect the misdirect was great. But I was just wondering why that word landed.
I
G
guess because,
wagon.
yeah, we're in South Florida. We all know what they
Okay.
are. Like, yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
That's a regional thing. I had no idea what a G
I didn't even
wagon.
know that it was a regional thing. Look at that.
I never heard of a G wagon. Now
Well,
it may not be okay. It may not be
you'll like it.
regional, but since it's a Mercedes, maybe it's just a broke thing. Like I don't have the money, and I don't look at Mercedes. I don't even aspire to own a Mercedes. I
I
used
feel
to.
like once you see a picture, you'll know what it is. Like, you'll be like, oh, I've seen one because you can't, I mean, they're even in movies. I mean, you just can't miss them. I'm
Yeah, but
sure.
even when you say boxy, I think Volvo.
Oh, yeah. This is an SUV, so it's up higher.
Okay. Yeah. So but you're right though, because once you see one, like the car that I have, before I bought one, I didn't notice them on the road at all. And then as soon as I owned one, I saw them everywhere, including a neighbor who got one the same model the week after I got mine.
Wow, that's crazy.
I was like, that's that's the same. That's my car.
Hmm.
No, as a matter, I'm sorry.
No, it's okay.
I'm only laughing because I came out the supermarket. I was driving my wife's car. She has a Prius, a dark blue Prius, and I wasn't I wasn't thinking. I parked the car. I went into the grocery store, and her doors open up with the key fob in my pocket. So when
Right.
I get near the car, it would open up, so I don't have to do anything. And I want to put the groceries in the car so I can go next door to pick up something. So I open up the door. Like I said, I walk up to the car, open up the door, put the groceries in, and I thought to myself, that's weird. I left my gloves on the front seat. I don't see my gloves. Well, maybe they're on the floor. And I walked away. And I thought to myself, well, maybe I left the door open and somebody stole my isotoners. Somebody stole my driving gloves. And I thought to myself, why would they steal my driving gloves? So there's so much more stuff in the car that's worth stealing than my driving gloves. And I just couldn't wrap my head around it. So I go to the market, go to the Staples, and I come back and the groceries are gone. And I'm like, somebody stole my groceries. And so I immediately called my wife and I said, honey, somebody stole the grocery. No, I went into the store and I told them what happened. I rebought all the groceries.
Oh my gosh.
Turns out that somebody parked a car that looked exactly like the one I was driving right next to me. So when I walked straight toward it, I walked toward a dark blue Prius, and it was like only 5 feet. So it's not like it was like in another area of the parking lot, and they didn't lock their door.
Oh,
So when I opened the door, I didn't think anything of it. I put my groceries in their car, and they
that's
drove off
crazy.
with my groceries.
That's crazy.
And then I bought new groceries to replace them. And when I came back in after I put the groceries in the car, I came back and the person had returned my groceries.
Oh, crazy.
Yeah, and they gave me a refund for everything I'd bought.
Right.
But
That's crazy.
that's why I left because we was talking about once you see a car, then you notice it everywhere.
Yeah.
So now, being a school teacher, do you have to be aware, or do you have to be more cautious with what you do on stage? Or people concerned that you're a teacher? Or
No, not at all.
okay, I,
I
I'm,
mean, I don't do Trump jokes, and I think that's the only person who has a fucking problem with free speech, as far as I can tell.
oh no, the reason why I asked because I know I had a friend of mine who is a comedian, and he was a substitute teacher, but his online presence was a little bit dirty, I guess, and so he was asked to leave the school.
Oh,
And
no.
then I had another friend of mine, and she's just, I'm saying friend, an acquaintance. She's like 72. She waited till after she retired from teaching before she started doing comedy because she told such dirty jokes that she thought that she would be kicked out of the school system if you know. So that's why I was just curious. Um,
No, no one cares.
I, I'm I'm stumped
Yeah,
because
no
I
one
had
cares. I don't, doesn't even occur to me. It doesn't even occur to me. No one's asked me to stop. No one cares. No one knows what I'm doing. I mean, they know that I do comedy, and of course I invite my coworkers. If they want to come, they can come. If they don't, they don't. I mean, I'm a grown up. I'm not performing in front of children. It doesn't even, yeah, it doesn't even occur to anyone.
wow. Okay, I again second aha moment for me. G wagons and nobody gives a shit that you're a teacher down there.
Listen, I'm a good guest. I may look like a typical Karen, but I am not.
No, the Karen I know has dark hair. Um, and yeah,
I'm
basically
amused.
dark hair. Yeah,
Okay, good.
that's yeah, my wife's
Good.
best friend.
Perfect.
Yes.
Perfect.
Now, um, do you have well, do you have who or what are your comedy influences?
You know, that's a really good question. I honestly, I mean, I obviously there's plenty of people that I love. I love Amy Schumer and I love Chelsea Handler but I honestly, I kind of just like comedy in general. I like to laugh. So it's kind of everyone. There's not one person that I'm like, oh my God, I have to emulate them. I just feel like I do my thing and they're cool and that's that. I mean, I'm me and they're them and
Okay,
whatever.
now I guess also because I'm not going to put your age out there, but
Old.
you've been doing comedy for basically you were a fully formed adult when you started
I
doing
was.
comedy.
I
So
was a really
so
fully formed adult.
so you have your the reason why I say this because a lot of for the most part comedians when they start out younger they don't have a voice and they're trying
Right.
to be someone else. They're trying to
Right.
be
Yeah,
Eddie
that's
Murphy,
not
right?
that's
and
not me.
and so I wasn't expecting you to like try to be like someone, but more like uh, people that you've grown up listening to, like Bob. I love Bob Newhart, and there are traces of Bob Newhart in my routine if you know where to find it.
Right. I don't, I mean, maybe there are traces of other people, but I feel like I just take my life experiences and I talk about them. I just talk
Right.
about them in a funny way. It helps to be, good looking, I'll be honest. I mean, if I was ugly, people probably wouldn't pay as much attention. So I feel like I have to do kind of less almost. Yeah, I mean, I just have really funny stories and I just tell them as though I'm talking to a bunch of my friends. I'm very authentic. It's not, I don't put on an act. I mean, the stories that I tell are part of my personality. Obviously, I have multiple sides to my personalities. I'm just not one thing. But mostly I stick with what I know and and that's just that.
Now, because you say the people are relative, okay, and for the most part, comedy is not a um, woman-friendly business, at least from the business side. Uh, women comedians are not treated. In my humble opinion, in my humble masculine opinion,
Hmm.
women are not treated the same or looked at the same as male comedians. And
I mean, I guess, but I feel like that's in every industry, so I don't think that that's just comedy, like in its own.
right,
It's
yeah,
every
yeah,
industry. Again, I'm so grown now that I don't even. That's them and that's their shtick. I don't care. That's their problem. I'm there to do my job. I show up. I get paid or not get paid. Sometimes I get put on a flyer, and that's pretty sweet. And then that's it. I don't care. But like I said, I'm very lucky. I've only luckily been able to surround myself with quality people that I really enjoy. Some people, I've learned aren't as great as others, and that's a learning experience. But for the most part, I feel mostly respected as best as I can be respected.
right.
But grown men treat me with respect. Boys don't treat me with respect, and those boys are boys, and they're always going to be boys no matter what and where I am. So that's not going to change too much.
Now, what is the other than laughter, what is the best reaction you've gotten out of an audience during a performance?
I like when they sing along.
Okay.
That's fun for me, when they're into the groove or they're dancing or they're moving or whatever. Like I like that. I have a whole set where I'm singing a bunch of different songs and talking about a different bunch of different songs, and I like any sort of participation in that way because I'm not asking them a question. Like I'm not saying, oh, make some noise if blah blah blah. Like
Right, right.
that's them participating with no instruction from me, and I like that.
So are you performing music like as a musician on stage as well,
No,
or
no, it's part of this whole thing that I do when I talk about how I became this delicious piece of white chocolate you see in front of you.
okay,
And I talk about different, music that inspired me and, shaped who I am. And a lot of those songs, I mean, it's like In
got it.
Vogue or Salt and Pepper.
Oh, okay, I
But
got
then I
you.
talk about the new music and stuff too. So, I can make it fun for everyone. So yeah, I like that.
Okay, I got it. I got you now. Because I was wondering,
Yeah.
because you said people sing along, that implies that they know the songs, and so I was wondering what. Because I'm sorry, I do song parodies, and so
Oh, that's
quite
cool.
often when I do a song parody, they don't know the lyrics that I've written. So, in fact, they have no idea the lyrics I've written. Now,
Right.
I but I've had people sing along. I mean, if there's a popular refrain like la da 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 or something like that, I don't change that, and so everybody
Right.
can do that with me.
Right.
But other than that, they have no idea what my words are as opposed to the other words. So when you
Right. No,
said
no, no. I'm taking their words and, explaining how it created the monster.
okay, so how is your singing voice?
I mean, it's pretty awesome. I mean, I think I'm pretty good at it. No, I don't know that it's good. I just know a lot of songs and I sing them with enthusiasm. And I think that
Okay,
helps. I mean, when you sing never gonna get it, 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 never get it. That's not great, but it's not terrible. I mean, I'm not signing up to be a singer tomorrow.
well, no, it's not actually. That is actually very good. I
Oh,
mean,
thanks.
if I was expecting William Hung, I'd be disappointed because I'm sorry, not everybody's going to get that William Hung
No.
reference. Google it. I will put a picture up, but you have to Google it. I'm not playing what he did to music. I'm not. Ah.
It's just like saying someone who, it's like Diddy. Fucked up music. Oh
Now,
my God. Have you seen that documentary? I know it's off topic, but it's terrible.
there is no
It's
off topic.
terrible.
In terrible in the sense of quality, because I haven't seen it yet.
Yes. I
Quality
mean,
and
yes, the quality of it isn't that great. I mean, clearly he's a lunatic. I thought that it was going to be more of what we didn't know rather than what we did. I don't care what he was like 5 days before he was being arrested. Okay. He was acting like a prick because he was a prick. Like, big shock there. Like, I thought it would be more in depth or more whatever, but it's not anything anyone hasn't heard before.
Right.
I did find it shocking that everyone around, I mean, and I had heard this too, but I guess it's shocking to hear it though from these people that were surrounded, by Diddy, or Diddy surrounded himself with these people, and they knew that he was beating up Cassie or whoever, and literally didn't even try to help her. Like, what kind of a man is that? That is crazy. Oh my God. Like, I can't even. Oh my God. That is not a man. That is a pathetic, weak, just sea urchin. Like, ew.
My mother raised me to. Well, it's funny. My mother was a strong, independent woman, um, and she raised me to um, look out for people in general. Not just women, but anybody that's in trouble, to look out for them.
Right.
And so I have difficulty with men that don't stand up to their friends and defend anybody. And I'm trying not to say weaker, but I mean, but sometimes the person isn't necessarily weaker, but they're in a weaker situation or more compromising situation, and they can't fight back. And so I don't understand why people put up with it. Well, let's put it this way: I understand the sick psychology behind why they do it. I don't understand it with my heart. With my
Right.
heart, it's just so, no, you don't do that. So
Right.
no, but to answer the question, I hadn't seen it yet. I didn't care to see it. You know, he's a
I mean,
dick.
they just, they talk about all the things that he did, or claims that he did, or suggest that he did, or whatever. But I mean, I've seen better documentaries closer to proving that Diddy had something to do with Pac and Biggie than that documentary. And that was a documentary about Diddy. Like, I just thought we were getting some kind of information, not some regurgitation of what I already know.
So it's probably done by somebody who's just a quick money grab. The headlines are out there. It's
Well, it
hot.
was. So what
Yeah.
happened was he didn't pay the videographers, so the videographers had all this footage, and so then when he was convicted, they sold the
Okay.
footage to 50 Cent, and 50 Cent produced it, or some
Okay.
shit. I don't know, or maybe they kept the footage. I don't know how that split works out, but
He
whatever.
bought it and said, "Let's check out any place where I don't look good in this." Yeah, let's make Diddy look like shit, and any
I mean,
reference.
I think he made himself look like shit. It wasn't even really because he wasn't doing anything. It was just him basically trying to figure out how to get out of all these things that people started accusing him of, and he knew he was going to be arrested, and what is he going to do? And he's just biding his time basically until he was arrested, and like, what's going to happen? And he's not like this, the same old story.
Now, this is a little bit slightly different, slightly off topic, and that is, as okay, admittedly you've come out of the closet as an attractive woman. Okay, I didn't want to.
I have, and
I
my
didn't want
parents
to
are
out you.
accepting, thank God.
I didn't want to out you, but
Thank you.
you outed yourself. Okay,
Right,
so
exactly. I mean, some family dinners in the beginning, it was very hard, but now everyone's very accepting of my out of the closet moment.
okay. Now, is that helpful in comedy, or I mean, because earlier you mentioned if you were
How could it not be? It's helpful in every aspect of life. I assume it's helpful there too. I mean, listen, it's a hindrance and it's helpful. It's helpful, because it maybe gets, in the door a little bit more, or people like you a little bit more and they don't even know why. That's helpful. But for those same people who like you and they don't know why, there's someone else who's like, oh, fuck this girl. She's, not that, who does she think she is? And to them I
okay.
say, I'm the sheriff. Who are you?
I think that's the advantage of that's a, being being a fully grown adult when you do comedy.
Yes. I mean, I can't even imagine what it's like for some of these younger kids. Like, it's got to be so hard for them because you don't even have a voice. And then you have all these other grown people who are jealous or hate on you or pick on you or whatever. It's terrible.
Now, the kids that you back to school, um, do you again they're kind of young. Do you think you could do comedy for children, like clean comedy? And since
No.
you're around them all the time, do you have like a
No,
okay.
I mean, I couldn't, but I can be funny for kids. Like, I
Right.
don't, but I know I don't even think that's a thing really. I mean, it really just isn't, because kids are entertained by anything. I mean, you go 6, 7 and they're like dying of laughter. That's not comedy. It's just something they think is funny. 6, 7. I mean, I said penis today because I was actively saying, is there something wrong with your penis? You keep touching it. And they start laughing because you said the word penis. Like, I just, you know, what do
Well,
you
in
do?
that case, in that regard, they're just like young men and some grown men. I
Well, if you're grown, you're not laughing.
well, no,
Maybe you are. I don't know. I don't think it's funny to say the word penis. I don't know.
well, that's just it.
I just think it's a word.
When I like I said, when I don't do dick jokes, and when I do refer to penises, I say penis.
Right.
Unless the word, unless another word is funnier, but I don't. How should I put it? I don't use genitalia as punchlines. Now, some people
Right.
that is their material.
Right. No,
Eh,
I don't really
Yeah.
have any jokes specifically about penises. It's more about sex in general or men that I meet, cuz I mean, let's face it, it's good stuff. I mean, they can't help themselves.
Yeah, but I said, and because I say penis, some of the other comedians go like, "Did you say penis?" Yes, I did. That's what it is. So what about cock? I said, I don't want to say cock. No, I don't want to say dick. And the only time I say dick is when I say, I'm sorry, I don't do dick jokes.
Right.
That's it. Other than that, it's
Perfect.
penis. It's penis. It's vagina. And the thing is, my comedy doesn't suffer, for lack of it.
Right.
But
I wouldn't
so
think so.
yeah. So over the time that you've been doing comedy, have you received advice from people? Oh, you didn't. You already actually mentioned the advice you got about the person, how to deal with haters. Pretty much fuck them. Um, but what's the worst advice you've gotten?
The worst advice.
I asked you first.
Hmm. I don't really ask for a lot of advice. I mean, I go to I used to go to a writer's room, and there, they help you kind of punch up your jokes.
Right,
And they once wrote a bunch of jokes for me, and they were terrible when I did them, and I bombed completely. But that wasn't advice, and I was asking for their help. So,
right.
I that's just as much as my responsibility. But I've never really gotten terrible advice yet. I mean, I guess there's still time, but for the most part, I feel like everything that I've been told has been pretty solid.
Now, uh, it's funny because you didn't ask for advice, but we're in comedy. It doesn't. People don't generally. Unless once I got north of Florida, something happened to the comedy business. People just offer advice. I mean,
For
I,
sure.
I
For
mean,
sure.
just come
They
out
they do.
and yeah,
But
and
when
tell.
you're
Yeah.
right. But when you're someone I don't even trust or care about, and you're giving me your opinion on something, an uninvited opinion, even more so, it's in one ear and out the other. So I don't even pay attention.
Okay.
I think
Yeah.
that's also part of being grown. It's kind of just like whatever. I know who to listen to. I know when that advice is coming like from a real, like I know when to listen, and I know when it's just nonsense.
Now the jokes that were written for you in the workshop that didn't land. Now, were they good jokes and they just weren't for you, or um, what?
So I was doing a show in a synagogue. I'm Jewish,
Okay,
and they were like Jewish related jokes, things I wouldn't have ever come up with on my own.
okay,
I mean, they liked them, and it's a big room. I mean, it's enough people to where I felt like they know what they're talking about. They would like it.
right.
But it didn't land. I feel like it was really the audience. I mean, I hate to say that because it's such an easy way, but I really do. I mean, they were like so old, like literally like 70s, 80s. Like, these are not like my parents. These are like like oldies. Like,
Oh, okay,
they
yeah.
couldn't. Yeah, they just didn't want. I don't know what they would have laughed at, quite frankly, but that wasn't that.
No, I've done senior centers and I understand what you're talking about. The people 70 to 80, there is it's different, and it is hard to say what they would laugh at.
And I think they don't know what to make of me. I mean, they might be my own people, but I definitely don't look the same as them. I don't act the same as them. Like I'm a little bit different. So I feel like sometimes they're not even listening to the joke. They're just trying to figure out what they're looking at. Like, what is this?
Now, so actually, I didn't even stop to think that you were Jewish. I
It's
mean,
okay.
you didn't look like you were circumcised to me, but I couldn't tell.
I'm not. That, yeah,
Oh, okay.
I'm
And
not.
that's probably why I couldn't tell.
Exactly. That's exactly
Yes.
right. I also, my horns haven't grown in, so it's kind of a bummer for me.
um, I I have a bit called hatred is expensive. And the first time I did it for a Jewish group. Well, the audience was about 60 to 75% Jewish. And so I started off with hatred. Um, well, it was from a news story, and the news story involved a Nazi couple that planned together on Valentine's Day planned to blow up a power station in our area. Uh,
Oh,
so so I started. I started with Young Nazis in Love. I think is how I started it, and and then I went on with the stereotypes, explaining that you start one stereotype, and I said like Jews have horns, and then you find out okay those Jews don't have horns, but they have tails, right? Oh, okay, those Jews don't have tails, and then so I was dealing with those stereotypes, and one Jewish guy said to me, he goes, I had not heard any of those before, and I thought to myself, that's weird because I grew up knowing all of those myths, you know. I mean, I used to speak a little Hebrew back in the day. My Hebrew is so rusty now. My rabbi would be so disappointed. I'm not Jewish. I had a rabbi though. He was a friend of
okay.
mine. He
That's
was he was
nice.
he was a friend of mine. I used to proofread some of his stuff for him.
I think it's
'Cause
nice to have friends who are spiritual leaders, regardless of what the spirit is. It's just nice. I think they think a little different. It's nice.
yeah, yeah. Now you you are well marital status. I'm assuming I don't because I don't want to assume, but single, divorced, widowed.
Oh,
Um,
I am divorced. So
okay.
that makes me also single. It's pretty awesome. I like it. I'm not tolerating any more nonsense, and there's a lot of nonsense here. I also, I don't really meet a lot of people. I mean, the only guys I really meet are in comedy.
So
And I,
defective people.
yeah, and they broke me down. I mean, they hounded me long enough, and I was like, okay, God, I'll just have sex with you, whatever. Let's see. And that was a huge mistake. I don't regret it. Like I definitely for the story and just like how fun it is. And I still like they're my favorites, absolutely my favorites. But I mean, they're like babies. Like I can't, you still have to work with me after. We still have to, we're in the same sphere. Like you still have to deal with me. Why are you, you know, it's one of those, no one's going to catch feelings. And yet, some of the people are catching feelings. And that someone isn't me. And I don't understand what happened. I kept to the rules. Whatever. I don't know. I mean, and it's not because I'm bitchy. Like, listen, it's not. It's just, I knew, like, some people, I want a boyfriend. Like, I want to be in a relationship. I actively said this to these people. Like, I did. And they were still like, no, 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 I don't want that. That's not for me. I'm like, I just want to hook up. Don't catch feelings. And I said, okay. I said, I won't catch feelings. You don't want that. Got it, got it, got it. So
uh,
I'm confused. I
well, I
didn't
think,
catch feelings. I
well,
don't have feelings towards it.
I think a lot of guys say that as a cover.
Well,
It's like
I
an
don't see
escape
cover.
clause. It's like an escape clause before they escape. It's like I'm telling you now, this is just a physical thing. It's not going to go anywhere. And then they'd be the first ones. Usually the ones that protest that hard are usually the ones that fall because they have more emotional crap to protect. Uh,
Right.
at least from my
Well,
experience, because I'm not one to play games like that. I,
right. Well, so in my life experience, when someone tells me something, I believe them.
yes, yes. Yeah,
I
that's
don't know what else to do. And I can't, and I listen, do I feel bad? I do a little bit, like their feelings were hurt. I get it. I feel bad. If they would love to have a conversation with me about it, I would totally be into it. I approach them with that. They don't want to, and that's fine. Listen, if you don't want to have a conversation, you just want to move past it, I'm cool with that. But you can't then be mad at me every time you see me and treat me like I don't exist. Like that's not cool.
right. Yeah, especially since you're a comedian, you could really ruin them.
I mean, I had one idiot be like, I'm never talking to you again. I'm like, oh, what are you talking about? I'm going to see you next week. You can't, that doesn't make any sense. Like, what? You're going to see me. Okay, well, I'll see you. But no, no, no. Like, stop with the drama. This is too much drama for me. Like,
Okay,
I mean, we're grown, 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 grown. We're not even little grown. We're very grown.
now how much of your your first marriage or your unsuccessful marriage work makes its way into your material?
None.
Oh, okay.
I don't talk about it because it was so long ago. I was divorced. I've been divorced like now 8 years. I was married
Okay.
15, been divorced 8. So it's like it's so far in the past for me. The why dredge it up, and there's nothing really to tell. I mean, it's not like sometimes. I mean, I've like sometimes I touch on different topics, but I mean, not really. I don't really talk about it. It's not. It's not even remotely interesting. I mean, I was married. Now I'm not. I raised 2 kids alone. He didn't want to raise them. He wanted me to raise them. He wanted to live his best life, and he does. And
Now,
good for
how old are
him.
your kids?
19 and 15.
Do they think you're funny?
I mean, they do. They think I'm funny, but it's hard. Like, my son doesn't love the sex jokes and stuff because obviously, like, I'm a virgin in his eyes. So,
Of course,
you
yeah.
know,
My mother was a virgin to the day she died.
right. And then sometimes
Even when I caught her in
that's
bed with other people,
that's right. She was
yeah,
a virgin. That wasn't sex.
a
Crazy.
slutty virgin.
Right. And then exactly. And my daughter, she sometimes she says I'm cringe, but mostly she thinks I'm funny. I mean, their friends think I'm funny, so I know that I am. I'm not. I don't worry about their opinions too much.
Now, this is a question I'm asking you, but it's mainly for your 19-year-old son. When I was growing up, my mom was the hot mom in the neighborhood, except to me.
Okay.
To me, it was Mrs. Hawkins. But you know, well, my mom actually kind of looked like Elizabeth Taylor.
That's
Um,
cool.
um, I could be more specific. Elizabeth Taylor in a cat on a hot tin roof.
It's a cute look. I like that
Yeah,
look.
when my mother was at her peak attractiveness, that's what she looked like. To me, she was still just my mother.
Right.
And I have those kids come around the house wanting to see my mother. Just, hey, can you come out and play? I'm down here. Yeah, can you come out and play? How's your mom doing? Like they're the same age as I am. Like they have a chance with my mom. Um, but how does your son feel about having a hot mom?
I'm sure he doesn't look at me like I'm his hot mom, so he
No, but
doesn't
his friends
care.
would. His friends might.
I feel like his friends, I mean, sometimes they say things and of course he hates it. Most of the time they don't say anything. I've known them since they were in elementary school. So it's kind of it's like slightly different. I feel like they didn't just like appear one day and we're like, oh, look at your mom. She's so hot. Like I've known them for so long. I'm almost like their mom. So it's
Okay, yeah.
not, it's a little bit different. Um, but I don't know. I mean, I'm sure he hates it if anyone said anything. He doesn't even want to hear that I'm funny. So it's like,
So
but he likes that people like me, which is weird.
now with your ex-husband, did y'all sense of humor jive at all?
Yeah, we were fine.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah. That wasn't an issue.
I was just curious because it's
Yeah, no, I tell you, it wasn't his issue was that he wanted to go to Thailand and fuck some Thai girl. That had nothing to do with me. I mean, that's not about me. That was him. He wanted to go.
he couldn't fuck her in the States. He had to go to Thailand.
I mean, she was from Thailand, so yeah, that's where she lived.
That's okay. That's either
I
some
mean,
really good.
he wanted to divorce me first, which I think is admirable.
Yeah, yeah.
Um, but yeah, no, I that's he fell into this loop of, oh my God, this woman thinks I'm the bee's knees. But my theory on that is like if you're not George Clooney in every country you travel to and only in this one certain country, you're not George Clooney. But he believes it to be true. He's the George Clooney of Thailand, I guess.
Now, I'm just
Good
curious.
for him.
Did your ex-husband ever take a good look at what bees knees look like? I'm just curious. People think they think I'm the bee's knees, and it's like, do you know what a bee's knees look like?
He
No.
doesn't have knees.
Yeah, I'm just saying.
Exactly.
I was just wondering if they had any idea if he. Okay.
Yeah. I mean, he doesn't say that. I say that. He
Oh,
doesn't.
oh, okay. Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
yeah, no, no, no. I say that. Like he just, I think he thought this woman was like completely and utterly enamored with him and in love. And like, it was just like, oh my God, he was like God's gift or some shit. I don't know. And they're not together. Like, I could almost understand it if this was your like true love, then I would never begrudge you that. But you're not even with that woman anymore. So that was just a
Well, it was
joke.
true-ish, love-ish, true-ish,
It was
love-ish.
something. It was
Yeah.
lust, I'm sure. I mean, it wasn't even lust on his side. Her side was money. I mean, that's fine.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
And
So
I don't.
now, as a matter of fact, you've
Whatever.
okay.
Bye.
Now, see this. I don't know if this is a good question or not, but let's find out. Um, do you have any routines that you have to do before a show? And if so, have they changed much over the years?
No. It's I mean, I guess it's a routine. I go, I say hi to everyone, I chit chat, I get a bottle of water. I smoke either a little weed before I get there or while I'm hanging out. And then I go on stage when it's my time to go. I do my stuff. I get off. I talk again to people, and then I go. It's not. It's not serious.
Okay. Oh,
I don't think
now
I take it as seriously as other people. Maybe I don't know, or maybe I just think that it's easy, and maybe other people think it's hard. I don't really know. I don't know.
now of your inner circle, friends, family, who's the hardest one to make laugh? The person that if you make them laugh, you've got comedy gold.
Oh, my son for sure, or my daughter, because they'll try really hard not to laugh. That's like their
Oh, okay.
ultimate goal is to not laugh. So I would definitely say if I make either one of them laugh, that I've hit comedy gold.
Now, do they have a favorite comedian that's not you? Do you know?
I don't think I'm their favorite comedian. I
No,
wouldn't
I'm
say
saying
my
that.
daughter does.
So other than yeah,
I've never heard my daughter talk about that, so I don't think so. My son, I would definitely say that he probably does, but I don't think like he has a great sense of humor. But everything is so it's not really any more famous celebrity types. Everything is kind of like YouTube.
okay,
So it's so different when it's someone who's on YouTube who's super funny, or it's someone on TikTok that's super funny, but they're not famous. You know what I'm saying? Like
right.
he doesn't seem to have one of those. Like he likes a good Adam Sandler movie, but it's not. You know what I mean?
But he's never seen a stand up. I have no idea. I'm just
Yeah,
saying. Yeah.
I mean, I think he has. I think he watched the Chris Rock stand up. Like he's watched a few, and he likes them, but he's never like, oh my god, like these are my favorite people ever. Like,
Okay. Let's see here. Now, I'm trying to think of the kids you do. You mentioned you. I'm sorry. You said you didn't say autistic, right? What
I did.
you did, okay, it is autistic. I was just something in my head then because I work with quite a few comedians that have Asperger's, and as a matter of fact, I think a lot of comedians claim they have it when they don't, just so they can have the material. Just
Maybe.
uh,
I don't know. I would have to see that maybe. I would say that there's a few out there for sure in South Florida, but I'm not
do
calling them out.
oh, please. No, I'm just teasing. So the uh, I will edit out that pause. I'm trying to read here without my glasses. Uh,
I don't know why you're
actually, I
trying.
don't. Actually, I don't need glasses to read. It's just that it's dark in here. If I turn the light on, then my green screen disappears.
Whatever gets you through the day, whatever you need to tell yourself.
Oh, in that case, where's that liquor? Um, do you do crowd work? I mean,
No,
or
not at all. I rarely, oh my God, hardly ever. Sometimes, but I only honestly do crowd work if it's like, so sometimes people have me come to a show to do the rules because I'm the sheriff, so I do the rules. And we talk about the rules and I do some jokes and fun. Then maybe I will be like, oh, like you look like you're a troublemaker, you know, like kind of flirty with some guy or whatever. But for the most part, no, I don't even touch it, not at all, because I know myself and I will end up hurting someone's feelings or it will be just a mess. Like I just am not, it's not for me.
Now, have you had male audience members flirt with you from the audience?
Yeah, of course.
What was the best pickup line you've heard?
Oh, I
Or
haven't
the
heard a good one.
oh,
There's not a good one. No, it's not. It's usually, it's not anything spectacular. Like, hey, like, how are you? It's usually after. It's not, you know, sometimes it's on stage. Like, they'll be like, oh, like, I don't even know what they say. Again, I don't even know. I don't even pay attention. You know, it's like, hey, like, you're pretty or whatever. It's like nothing. It's so dumb. But after the show, I don't like interruptions. Don't interrupt me. I feel like I also command the stage. I don't get a lot of interruptions. That's just not, I don't tolerate that shit. Like I'm there, I'm on stage, it's me time.
now I know I've never been heckled on stage, and I can see why you probably won't probably ever get heckled on stage either. It's the command of the stage. Usually if somebody gets heckled, it's because they've lost command. You
Right.
know, and I can, you know, not to blow smoke up your ass, unless you like it, but
I don't.
okay, then
I'm
in that
not
case,
into
not to
open
blow
up my
smoke up your
ass.
ass, then,
I mean, I'll
but
play along and I'll be like, oh, baby, that sounds so fun. But I don't
okay.
really want you to do
Well, in
it.
that case, let's forget the smoke up the ass. You, to me, like I said, I say I've heard you as like fully grown up in at least in the comedy sense, as an adult sense, and as far as finding yourself goes. And so there's it doesn't seem like there's much room for self doubt for you up there,
No.
because a lot of the comedians, most comedians, are defective in some way. You know, that's why they do it. Um, and but there's some people that just do it for the sheer joy of it. They're not damaged. They're not trying to get fixed. They're not trying to be healed, and they're trying to heal the world. They're just like, I'm happy and I want to share that with you. And I'm not going to tell you about the uncle that abused me or this that abused me or this shit that happened, which is like I think 70 to 75% unofficially, maybe 80. I don't have a real count. I'm just going by anecdotal material. And you, to me, you seem like you fall into that uh, the part of the comedy world where you're not damaged like the rest of them. Do you sense the damage that the other comedians have? Are you
I
aware
mean,
of
I
it?
sense that they say it. I don't really sense it on them. I don't feel like they're any more damaged than anyone I meet. I feel like most of the world has traumatic things that have happened to them that they're not addressing. I think they have triggers that they're not addressing. And so no, I don't get that sense that they're damaged. I get the sense that they have things that they need to deal with. And that
Right.
doesn't make you damaged. It just makes you stupid.
Okay. I guess well, perhaps damage is the wrong word. I'm talking to a teacher. I should have picked a better word.
It's fine.
Maybe unresolved issues. Maybe.
I
Um,
would say, yeah, they definitely have
okay.
unresolved issues, but so do humans. So I think by nature, I think that's most of the world anyway.
Right.
I'm
Yes.
not so surprised that a population of, it's just the population, just like you find the population of people who hate women or a population of people who hate this one or that one or whatever. I mean, it's just they hate themselves for sure. Or they hate other people, but I mean, that could be easily fixed if you pick up a book. And then you can be happy like me. But I do, there is a sense of, yeah, when I get on the stage there's a light, when I walk into a room there's a light because I'm not carrying any burdens with me. I don't carry them because they're not mine to carry. That's crazy. I deal with them and I move forward. Sometimes it takes time, but when I'm there, I'm thinking about not that. I'm thinking about just having fun and making people laugh, or having people make me laugh.
Now, being a teacher and having the command of young children and being able to hold their attention and in a way that's kind of like to me that's kind of like comedy. If you're well, there's certain kind of comedy, because in my opinion, my humble, correct opinion, when you're on stage, you're creating a world that you're inviting people into, and you're teaching them about this world so they could laugh. Because if they
Right.
don't know this world, they can't really appreciate it and they can't laugh. And with
Right.
children, when you're teaching them, and if I'm wrong, correct me. But I'm not. No, I'm just kidding. If I'm wrong, correct me. With the children, again, you have this world that you're trying to bring them into so they can understand it and appreciate it, and you command their attention. I mean, do you see those similarities in teaching and performing from the stage?
So it's interesting. Yes and no. I feel like if I was an old school teacher who had to stand in front of a chalkboard or a whiteboard and dictate lessons, yes, I think it would be like that. But because that's such an old school way of teaching, and we definitely don't do that in early childhood, I don't. It's not about commanding a room. I mean, maybe during circle time I can get their attention because we're singing a song or we're reading a book, but it's mostly, yeah, but when I'm talking to them I have their attention.
I apologize. I
It's
thought my
okay.
phone was on mute.
No worries.
Okay. So,
So yes, the answer is, if it was old school teaching I would have, but because it's not, it's just different. But yeah, I mean, of course, I mean, if I'm telling them something, they listen, they do what they're. It's not even that they do what they're told, it's just, yeah, they know where I'm at. Today I wasn't in my class. So for the past couple of days I haven't been in my classroom. So I wasn't in my classroom on what day, or what Tuesday. So yeah, so Monday I wasn't in my classroom. They had me doing some other stuff. And then today in the morning I wasn't in my classroom. And so this afternoon when I was in there, all of a sudden all the kids had gravitated to where I was just with one kid. And then all of a sudden all of them started sitting all around me and gravitating towards me. Yeah, because they missed me. So there is that sense of like they get it, or like that I draw their attention in some way, but I also draw their attention because they trust me, which is exactly when I get on stage, they trust me. I'm likable. I immediately come out with something that room is gonna like, they enjoy. I'm one of them, and so they feel more compelled to listen because I'm not talking down to them, or I'm not talking at them, or I'm not a clown. Basically, I'm just one of them.
that's cool. That's cool. Um, I don't. Is there? I'm not sure I have any other intelligent questions here.
I
Let me
liked all your
see.
questions. They were very good.
Oh, thank you. I mean, there are a couple of questions I will ask. But because you're in Florida, I don't expect this to be the answer that. Okay, what is the best smelling place and or the worst smelling place you've performed in? I asked that question because the sense of smell is very triggering. That triggers a lot of memories. And those really good places and those really bad places will probably haunt you for the rest of your life, no matter how far you take your career. You could be like doing the cruise ship, and then you smell something and go like, oh, that reminds me of that time I was in Boca Raton, or whatever. So the best smelling place, the worst smelling place you've ever performed.
So the best smelling was the Grand because it always smelled like weed, which I'm all
Okay.
about. And then I would say the worst one was this bar, and I can't even remember it. I think it's in Pompano Beach for anyone who's interested. And they still smoke cigarettes inside the bar, and
Oh,
they had cats roaming around. I was like, what is this craziness? I couldn't. I can't, like, that's just disgusting for me. So yeah.
the cats or the cigarettes or
The
both?
cigarettes. I
Oh,
mean, the
no.
cats were just like, what the hell? But then the cigarettes. I mean, I left. I have to wash my hair.
Yes, yeah.
That's gross. Like, I don't want to have to wash my hair because I walked into a bar where people are smoking cigarettes in 2025. Like, I'm sorry, but gross.
See, I it's funny you mentioned that, and I forgot I did a few comedy sets at a vape room, and I forgot, but even that was not the worst smelling place I ever performed.
Yeah,
But
because sometimes those rooms, like, they have the proper ventilation. Like,
oh, this
they're
place
almost
didn't.
created for that. Oh no.
No, no,
I've done a
God.
cigar bar once too, where it was rough. It was rough, but cigars are not cigarettes. They're just different.
Now it's funny you was talking about the brand. Uh, I was headlining. Yes, I was. I was headlining, but the person asked me to set up the camera so they could stream the show live. They were streaming it live, and I was also recording it for them. And it was a room where people were smoking a lot of pot. But in the beginning, it didn't matter. But toward, I guess, like an hour in, there was so much smoke that if you looked at my video, you could not see the stage.
Wow.
You literally could not see the stage.
Wow.
And I don't know if
Okay.
those just,
That's crazy. That's
yeah.
crazy.
And I thought to myself, those people are not going to see anything on television. Because my camera, I have 4K cameras, and they're like, I couldn't see the stage. I could see like this little foggy figure,
That's crazy.
So is
No, it
that what the
wasn't like
brand is
that.
like?
It was not like that. It
Oh,
wasn't full of smoke, but people smoke weed. It was nice.
okay. Now,
Nice
where is the Grand? What town?
Fort Lauderdale. It's actually not there anymore. I mean, the hotel itself is still
Oh,
there, but they don't
okay.
do a room there anymore. So yeah, so it was. I mean, it was the best. I mean, it was so fun, and it sucks because now I actually have to go out to see, all these people that used to come there, and there's one room where we could all be together one night a week. Now I have to go out and actually find them, so it's a little bit harder. But yeah, I mean, it was super great, and they treated me with such respect. Like incredible. It really is incredible. And I will never forget that because it really, I still don't get that kind of respect when I walk into another room.
Now,
So,
I have a friend of mine who just this week did their second set. They just started doing comedy. When they did their first set, they were so excited. They said, "I did my first set, and I got to tell you all about it." And then we talked about it, and then they did their second set. And they said, "I got to tell you all about it." What do you remember about your first set, the first set you did, and when did it get to the point where you were no longer excited about doing a set?
okay, so I'm not even there yet. I still love it. So I'm still
Well, what I
excited
mean,
every
not love.
time.
I'm not saying not loving it, but I mean
I'm
like,
still excited. No, no, no. It's
okay.
not a job. I'm still excited. I love it. It's super fun. I love holding a microphone. I would tell you the first time so I took a comedy class. That's actually how I got into it. I did a comedy class. And so the first day you're there, they have you go up for 1 minute with the microphone and just talk about whatever you have going on. And so I started talking and doing my shtick, and I was addicted. I was hooked. The room was silent. Everyone was staring at me. The teacher was like dumbfounded. He wasn't even really taking any good notes because he was just staring at me. He wanted to know if I'd ever been on stage before. So I had that sense immediately, like, oh my God, like this is something for me. And so it wasn't even a full complete set. It was just 1 minute of whatever. And I was like, I was hooked. And then after that, I was kind of like, oh, I just want to do one open mic. Like, let me just do one. And I did one, and it was great. And the audience liked me a lot. I got exactly the reaction I wanted. And I just went from there. And that's not to say I don't bomb. I bomb. I still have a couple, I haven't had one recently, but I have bombed, and it's good for the soul. It's good for the soul.
Now, what prompted you to take the comedy class before you? I mean, yeah, what prompted you to do
My
that?
son's friend, his mom took the comedy class, and I was like, I am so much funnier than that bitch. So I was like, whatever.
Was it that bitch or no? I'm just teasing. No.
Well, but it really did. It lit a fire. I was just kind of like, huh, like a little competitive spirit. Like I could do that. Like that's so easy. So I did.
I I can, yeah, yeah, no, sorry. I understand. I understand that competitive thing, especially if somebody or does it, and you're like, oh, I'm way better than them. I'm much funnier than they are, and
Yeah,
it's
and
not
I don't
even.
even, and it was like not even, I mean, I don't even know that I am. Like I say that with a grain of salt, but it's just like I was like, I could do that. Like, who is this lady? Like I could totally do this. And I do, and I still love it. I still get excited. I still love to see my fucking name on a flyer with my picture. I do. That is like the pinnacle. I love it. I don't care if I'm ever a headliner. I don't care. I don't need to be the most shiniest star in the room. I don't need to be the headliner. I still have fun. I'm happy being an opener. I'm happy to be in the middle. I'm happy even, I mean, I have friends who produce shows. Sometimes I'm not even on the show and they just want me to stand there and make sure everyone's seated and like I'm friendly and nice and just talking and blah 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 blah. They pay me just to do that. So it's like, I just like being around it. Like it's just really fun, and I like to socialize, and I like a good customer service experience. So it's
Uh,
all good.
that's
It's true.
no,
I
no,
know.
no. I'm laughing because uh, I'm trying not to say the cliche thing is like I see so much of myself in you, and I say that because, and the reason why I'm reluctant to say that is because
See, I told you I was black.
uh,
No one
but see,
believes
but
me,
people
but
tell me I'm not.
oh, there you go. So together.
There was it was quite a few years ago. I did a competition. Was it a competition? Yeah, it was a. Well, I can't remember if it was a competition or not. But this headliner, he's a local headliner. He's not like a big name headliner, but in our circles, he's a big name. And I'm like I said, I started doing comedy when I was 55. Well, 54 in 10 months. I'm sorry, but I'm sorry. Part of me says just round up, but the other part of me says tell the truth. Sorry.
Right. I hear
So,
you.
but at any rate, the guy is like the guy was like 20 years younger than me. And he walks up to me after I do a 7 minute set. He says, you remind me when I started out. And I looked at him and I thought to myself, fuck you. Because it's like I'm like 20 years your senior. Don't tell me I remind you of you. And I was so and I don't know that, it's like he may not have meant that as an insulting way, but I thought to myself, how dare you? I wasn't even thinking like I'm much better than you. It's like I don't talk to me like that. Don't How dare you say that I remind you of you? I don't even know why I was angry about it. And to this day, I don't know why I was pissed off about it. I could sit on the couch for an hour and I don't know why that made me mad. And when I told my wife about it, she was like, "Yeah, where does he get off to?" And I don't know why she was mad either.
That's funny.
And so I was reluctant to say that I see myself, but I see philosophically, I see a lot of myself in you, and
Great.
it's hard for me to interview you because it's like I'm interviewing myself almost.
Well, maybe that's what the universe needed you to see, or
Wow,
needed us to see.
man. So, uh, yeah, I, I think I've run out of questions. So if you don't mind, take a moment to plug the show again in December for Sour Tomatoes.
Sure.
I will make a short. This show won't be ready for like maybe 10 days or so because I will edit and
Okay.
editing any references or whatever and cutting out my pauses and stuff like that so I don't like I'm a complete idiot. But I will make a short to promo and I will use your promo of the show in December.
Awesome. Thank you.
And I'll have that ready within the next couple of days.
Awesome. Thanks.
So
Right. So yeah, that's Sour Tomatoes. If you're in South Florida, come see us. Sour Tomatoes, December 27th, 7 p.m. at Lauderdale. You can find all the ticket info and anything that you need in my link on Instagram.
okay, and I will also talk about it on my morning show, Coffee with the Dog. Um, Part of it's because, well, to promote this episode, but also I like the concept.
It's
I
a cool
like the concept.
concept.
It's
I should put you in contact with Jordan. I mean, maybe it's something you guys can do in Maryland too. There's no reason you can't. You can do it anywhere.
yeah. I had to find. Ooh, I think I do know a venue outside that would let me do it. It had to be warmer because right now
Of course, but that's okay.
yeah, right now it's 18 degrees.
Yeah,
You're
that's not
not throwing
warm.
tomatoes. You're
That
throwing
is
ice.
Yeah,
Ice.
like that's crazy. No, 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 that's crazy. But yeah, but that's good because it gives you time to prepare and maybe find a venue and like whatever. Yeah, I mean, if you want, I will just look up Jordan Cole. Like, look, he's on the thing. You can see him,
Yeah,
or I can
yeah.
give it's Jordan Cole. I'm pretty sure on Instagram.
Cool.
Cole with a C.
Yeah. Thanks a lot. I appreciate that.
Yeah.
I'll check him out. Um,
I mean, he's just not. I mean, he's so funny. Also, on top of which, but no, I mean, it's a really good thing that he does, and
I'll reach
it
out to
should
him
be
see if I can.
nationwide.
I'll reach out to him see if I can get him on the show.
Oh my
Um,
God, you absolutely should.
yeah,
He's so funny. Jordan's the greatest. I
yeah.
know a lot of people. I'll happily give you names of people that you can interview if you want.
Well, I will reach out to Jordan
Great.
tomorrow.
Perfect.
Yeah. So, but again, I really appreciate you doing this with me.
Yeah, no, thank you
It's
for having me.
I have a rule that I don't usually interview people who've been doing comedy less than 3 years, but that's because it takes a while for them to find their voice. But
Makes
after
sense.
talking to you, you already had your voice, so I knew you'd be interesting to talk to, because to me the best comedians are the ones that have a perspective that I do not have. They can talk about stuff that I cannot talk about. So that makes them interesting, and the fact that they know who they are. And I really appreciate that about you. I really
No, thank you.
really like that.
Thank you so
Really like
much.
that
It's so
about
nice
you.
to hear. Thank you.
Yeah, it's a shame that you're in Florida and not in Maryland, because
Florida's always here. You can come anytime you want. The
is it
weather's always
is it
sunny.
there? Is
It's
it no?
always
I'm
here.
just kidding.
It'll be here for a minute. I mean, it's gonna start flooding soon, but come
Yeah,
while you
yeah,
can.
yeah. I have friends who've lost. They've there's a saying that was that it's better to have loved and lost than not to have loved at all. Unless you love your house and it's in Florida. I mean, I'm sorry.
That's funny. No, it's true. That's very
Yeah,
funny.
if it's on the coast of Florida, that's bullshit.
Oh, not even on the coast. I mean, I'm 5 miles from the ocean, and we still get pretty flooded. So yeah.
Wow.
Oh yeah, they don't
Well,
even
that's
talk
you're in
about it.
southern Florida. There's not much. Well, Florida's pretty flat. It's
Oh, we're completely flat, and we're
yeah,
surrounded by water.
yeah. And you have a dipstick for a governor, kind of.
Yeah, well, it's okay. And
Now,
we also have a dipstick for a fucking president too. So
oh yeah, yeah. And again, a Florida resident. Not that I blame you guys because he came from up here and he migrated.
I mean, I didn't want him here. No one asked my opinion.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that they didn't take a vote before
No.
he just
I
had to get the
mean,
hell out of New York because they wanted to arrest him. So,
come to Florida. This is where all the criminals come from.
yeah. Now,
Hide out here.
Now, since you're in Florida, have you performed at a senior center other than
I
the
haven't.
synagogue?
I have
Other
not.
than the synagogue.
I don't. It's not. Listen, I'm not opposed to doing anything. I just don't think they'll really find my comedy very appealing. I mean, I've done other like open mics in like Delray Beach, where it's a huge senior citizen population, and they don't. They also don't. There's bits here and there they like, but primarily they don't. I think that I'm just, I'm just not the kind of woman that they grew up around, basically. And so it's very just weird for them. They're stuck in their old ways. They're conservative. They don't want to hear, about the guy in the Magnum and it didn't fit. They just don't want to know. They don't want to know. They don't want to, they don't, I have to be like a virgin.
How could you not fit an ice cream? Those ice Magnum, I don't understand that. How could he not fit one of those? They're delicious.
I agree. They are delicious, but sometimes we think we're a Magnum, but really we're not.
See,
We're
okay,
just like a Friars.
I'm gonna tell you this, but after I hit stop recording.
Fair.
Okay. All right. So I'm gonna say so. Thank you so much for doing this, Nicole. Sheriff Nicole K. Check her out on Instagram at Sheriff Nicole K. And check out the Sour Tomatoes show in December. Thank you so much.
No, thank you so much for having me.
Okay.